Hey everyone, it's Michael V. Moore, aka MicVinny, with another one of my exciting blog posts. So, anyone that's been following me on Facebook and Instagram kind of have an idea what's been going on with myself. Depending on when you watch this particular video, I've been going on a no sugar challenge, challenging one of my good friends. His name is Ron Urich. I call him AKA Mini Me, AKA the guy who wants to be just like Mike. Remember those classic Gatorade commercials with Michael Jordan? Like Mike, if I can be like Mike. There's a lot of people out there that want to be like me. And additionally, it's this guy named Ron Urich who I feel no matter what I do, he always follows me. When I very first met the guy, we were doing some type of computer engineering type software engineering type position that we both got with this beautiful company at the same time. That's where we met, and he wanted to be like me back then. He found out that I knew a lot about nutrition, so he used to always ask me questions about nutrition. But back in those days when we first met, I was a little bit on the chunky side and he was on the skinnier side, and he actually looked how I normally look. And so over the course of years, he saw my drastic transformation, so he knew I knew what the heck I was talking about. And so no matter where I've moved in my career, he's followed. As a matter of fact, this whole fitness, me being now a certified personal trainer, I'll admit he went the path first, but then I pursued the path, and I've actually been doing this full time for longer than he has, and now he's trying to play catch up to me again. So it's okay. It's okay. Everyone wants to be like me. As a matter of fact, now that I think about it, like I'm growing, I have a beard right now that I'm gonna pretty much cut off in the next couple of days, and he's trying to grow a beard as well. So he's just always trying to be like me. There's people like that in our lives. So if you have those type of people, you must be doing something right. So basically, with this no sugar challenge, we both have our own different versions of how we're doing. But the premise of our no sugar challenge was we were just trying to avoid junk foods, all the foods that we know we shouldn't be eating, and trying not to add sugar to our diets. Um, we both have two different workout routines that we're doing. And like I said, we have two different philosophies. So the basis of it is still the same as far as we're just avoiding those junk foods. In my case, I always call them trigger foods. And the first couple of days were very rough, but I've been through enough days now where it's pretty easy. I'm adjusted. I have fully adjusted to the diet. Whenever you do something like this, it takes a while for your body to get adjusted to it. Okay, so if you really want to follow us, just look me up. Find my Instagram account is MicVinny Fitness, or just follow me on Facebook, which is Facebook, slash facebook.com/MicVinny. Just type MicVinny, you'll find me, or just look me up, Michael Moore. Friend me on Facebook, it's all good. I'm trying to reach out and touch people in the right type of way, in a healthy type. That still didn't come off right. I said I want to touch people in a healthy type of way. That's not good. But all right, so that's kind of what's been going on, and I feel focused. I feel good. And even though I'm doing this no sugar challenge, I know there's a lot of people out there that still like to demonize like certain foods. And so one of the foods I'm going to bring up on this particular video is something very simple. It's bread. So I kind of just want to talk a little bit about bread. It's amazing when it comes towards bread. This is one of the basic staples that people normally eat in their lives. I remember being a kid and you had the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, or you had some type of lunch meat sandwich, and that was your lunch. And that's how it was in my household growing up. No matter if it was me staying with my mom, or if I was in Cincinnati in the summertime with my Aunt Pam or my dad or even grandmother, it didn't matter. That was kind of the staple, bread for lunch. And then if you had bread for breakfast, obviously you had toast. So you had toast. And what people normally have with toast, they have butter or they have jam. And then they may have, depending on your household as well, strawberry or actually jelly. So grape jelly or strawberry jam. Then once you get fancier, you got the peach apricots and all that good stuff. And what has happened is so let's backtrack a little bit. So when it comes towards bread, what makes bread so useful and so versatile is the simple fact that it's easy to make for companies, and therefore they can manufacture a lot of it. So it's the definition of a processed food, okay? And if you're trying to eat a healthy diet, you don't want as much processed food in your daily intake as possible. So you want to keep it to a minimal. And this is where I kind of feel that bread has taken a hit when it comes towards the carbs is bad for you excuse me, carbs is bad for you battle. That's what I was trying to say. Too many people have demonized just that one aspect of their diet or their whole eating plan. And the reality is you have to look at the total package. So I know you should not be eating too much processed foods. I totally agree with that. But bread by itself is not the issue. You really need to look at the whole picture. So I'll just kind of give you an idea of what I normally grew up eating with bread. And so a great example is like, okay, you eat sandwiches with bread. What is in those sandwiches? It's normally like some people like mayonnaise. I grew up with Miracle Whip. I'm a Miracle Whip kid, I'll admit. Even now, if I eat a sandwich, I gotta have Miracle Whip. Just a little, I don't put a whole bunch of it over mayonnaise. See, I can't even say it right. But you have that inside two pieces of bread normally, right? But then you have some type of meat, most likely, and then you have some type of cheese. And then it's not just what you eat with those sandwiches. Because think about it, when you were a kid, how often did you just eat a sandwich by itself? No. You had a bag of chips with your sandwich. That's what you did when you went to school. That's why you exchange lunches. Hey, my mom made a peanut butter and jelly. What you got? Oh, a bologna sandwich? Let's switch. I got a bag of Cheetos. What do you have? Oh, you have a bag of Fritos? Okay, let's change. And so that's what you have to really think about is, what else did you have with that bread? And then most likely you had your little juice box as well. So what you have is like this high calorie, dense, processed food. And that's where the real problem lies is like bread just by itself is not totally evil. What it is everything that you eat with the bread. So a great example is for breakfast. Let's think about breakfast, okay? With breakfast, you eat that toast and then you put what? Butter on it, you put the jam, you put all that stuff on it, and the calories keep going up and up and up and up. Okay? So when it comes towards both of these for lunch and breakfast type foods, it's like, oh, well, bread is at the source of it all, so it has to be evil. It's evil, it's evil, it's evil. Again, it is processed. You shouldn't be eating too much processed food, but bread by itself is not the enemy. So what even has happened over the years is you have the white bread and you have, the wheat bread. I feel like I'm back in the 60s and the civil rights movement is going on, for whites only and for colored only. But pretty much, yeah, you had these two bread types, and what started happening is people start highlighting the the wheat bread is trying to make it more nutritional for you. Now, this is where I kind of really want to educate people on bread in general. I kid you not. If you grab, like, this is not a great example because this is potato bread, so it has a little different ingredients than your normal white and wheat bread. But even if so, if you actually looked at the ingredients of white bread and wheat bread, I'm pretty sure 90%, if not 99% of those ingredients are identical nowadays. It has to be like really select or really high quality wheat bread for it not to be the same, that much the same. And when I say that, I'm talking about, you have your generic, let's say, white bread, and then you have, generic wheat bread. Because what they've determined is that, okay, people think that wheat bread is healthier, so we'll start calling this bread wheat, and even though it's really white bread in disguise. And so what you're really doing is eating the same processed food, it's just they're changing the name, or they might call it natural. That's another key thing is that I think I'll make a whole video on that word natural, because seriously, who would not eat something that's natural? everything you eat should be natural, should it not? Like just uh, marketing. You gotta be aware of that. So when you eat these so-called healthy breads, you really need to pay attention to what's in the ingredients. Actually read the ingredients. And then also additionally, you want to add, or excuse me, you want to put the two types of bread and actually look at the ingredients and then look at the nutritional content side by side. And again, most of the time they're going to be almost identical. Almost identical. So really, what does that mean? Is white bread more healthy or less healthy than this wheat bread? No. It's like it all comes down to it. Both of them are processed, and you just gotta be smart. You can have your slice of bread on occasion, two slices of bread on occasion, but you don't need to go overboard with the bread and then everything else that you totally eat. So you gotta take everything in moderation. So that's why I was holding up this bread, because this is a classic example in my household for like the last almost pretty much almost the last year. If we had bread in our house, it was actually potato bread. Does that mean there's like something special about potato bread? Is it more healthier than any other type of bread out there? No. It's just my wife prefers potato bread, and she knows I don't eat bread on a regular basis. I have my little peanut butter and jelly kicks every now and then, but as I'm currently on my no sugar phase, I don't crave that stuff no more. So my wife likes to have her bread because she likes to make French toast, which for me doesn't trigger me. I don't cave into French toast, um, sandwiches and everything like that. I will make my sandwiches on certain days while I work out. So I might make a tuna fish sandwich, or I might make a yeah, if I got like a hamburger, I might use our hamburger bun, or pretty much peanut butter and jelly sandwiches as well, or peanut butter sandwich or something like that on the occasions. But I'm disciplined enough where I realize that bread is processed and I don't need it in my life 24/7. I just save it for those rare occasions. And that's how you really need to look at bread. You shouldn't be demonizing this and like, oh my gosh, it's just evil, it's evil, it's evil. No, you really need to evaluate what you've been doing with that bread. Not just that one slice, but the two slices, the three slices, the four slices. What's been going on inside those breads, what's been put on those breads, and what side items are along those breads. Okay, so just think about all of that when it comes towards something as simple as bread. And I never thought I would make a video about bread, but as I've been talking, it is pretty interesting to see something that we take for granted or something that we grew up with, that we are introduced to as this is a food source. And over the course of your life, you hear how evil it is. And then you hear, oh my gosh, you got to eat wheat bread. And so everyone gets on the wheat bread kick. And then people get on the no gluten-free type kick as well, which is another topic in itself. I look at no gluten as I look at natural, because there's a lot of people that eat gluten-free this and gluten-free that really don't need to be eating it. They don't really even understand why certain people should have that. But like I said, I don't even want to go down that path, because that's a vicious path. So yeah, so when it comes towards bread, you can eat it. It's not going to kill you, but you should realize that yes, it is a processed ingredient, and like everything that's man-made, you want to have it in moderation. You don't want to go overboard with it, and that's pretty much goes with everything you eat. Just eat it in moderation. So that's today's video. Probably next time you see me, I might look a little different, because I think it's time for me to change up my hair and my beard. Yeah, I'm looking a little bit like James Harden right now. I didn't even have it as long as I've had it the last couple of days. I trimmed it up just a little bit, but I think I'm ready to take it off because spring is here. It's starting to get warmer outside, and I'm a guy that doesn't like to sweat. Except for in the gym. I will sweat in the gym, but at my house I don't want to sweat. So this is MicVinny. This is MicVinny. I'll catch you next time.